13, the after party, Carry the Culture, Save the Hip Hop Culture. We're going to get right into it. Nas, ghostwriting, it's all over the place.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, so first and foremost, I salute everybody joining in. I want to define, and this is always important in discussions, let's define, for the sake of this discussion, ghostwriting, what it is and what we're talking about. So I will share, from my perspective, what the fuck I've been talking about for the past year. So for me, I am not talking about 20 cats in the lab, 10 cats in the lab. Yo, this line, yo, that shit sound kind of corny. Fam, change that shit to this. Oh, word, that shit hot. All right, fam. Boom. I'm not talking about that. I am not talking about any type of criticism, constructive criticism or feedback or anything of that nature. I am simply talking about, because people want to be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'm just saying, what I'm talking about is this. Somebody paying, not paying, somebody writing a hook, verse, song, album for you. You're a rapper. You're saying you rap, and you like, and we know what rap is supposed to be about. It's supposed to come from you. Your short story, rhythm and poetry. So you rap, you pay somebody to write your shit, and the definition of ghostwriter is that they're fucking hidden. So you take the credit that's you writing that shit, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about if somebody paid to have somebody write something for them. I don't really do that as a rapper, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about simply somebody writing some shit for you, the whole shit. I mean, as far as a verse line, and even a hook. We talk about hooks. We're talk about hooks. Like, I don't see why if you can write the whole song, why you gotta have somebody write the hook. But even if somebody wrote the hook for you, then it's not, to me, it's a collab. Put them on the fucking credits and call it a collaboration. He wrote the hook. We did this as a project. All right, cool. It's a song. You put a song together. Fine. But so I'm not talking about anything else. And people always keep bringing up all this other shit. Yo, did you pay somebody to write your bars for you? That is it. And that's the definition that I'm talking about here. That's it. Like, not pay. Did somebody write your bars for it? Because, did somebody write your lyrics for you? And I gave the 3 or 4 things. Like, did somebody write your shit for you and you took credit for that? And people think it's you. That's ghostwriting, and that's what I'm talking about. Because ghost is fucking hidden. So that's what I mean.
Do you feel, and again, we're still talking what ghostwriting to us at least.
Right.
Right?
We got to get the definition out there first. Right.
Let me ask you this: do you consider ghostwriting? So, like, okay, because I've had conversations with people where they say, the producer, whoever provided, not producer, whoever provided the beat, let's just put it that way, helped you on the hook. You didn't write the MC didn't write the hook. Do you consider that a ghostwriter, like someone helping somebody with the hook?
Yeah. So here's the thing: what's help? If somebody, okay, as I was saying, if somebody helped you with to me, if I help somebody on their fucking album, I should get credit for that shit. If I helped you with the hook, I helped you write your fucking shit. I wouldn't call it ghostwriting because I should have credits on there. If I'm doing that,
right,
I'm gonna ask for fucking credit. I ain't no ghostwriting shit with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so no, I don't call it ghostwriting. I call them writing the song with you, a collaboration. That's not ghost. It's ghostwriting if they fucking do that shit. And to me, and there's no credit given, like that somebody else wrote that shit, because a hook is a significant part of a song, and so I think it's significant. Sometimes the hook's better than some of the bars. So if somebody helped you with the hook, in my opinion, they should get credit. And to me, that's not ghostwriting unless somebody passes it off as if they did it. If I look at the liner notes and somebody else helped with the hook and their name ain't on there, that's some bullshit to me.
Yeah.
That's
what.
All
right. So we're on the right track, right? So again, and the next point I want to make, and trust me, we'll get into it. Huh?
What's your definition? I mean, this is important.
That's
because for any conversation, we have to You know, because people start talking about shit, and a lot of times you're talking past somebody because you're not even talking about the same thing. So we need to define what it is first and whatever. So I don't give a fuck. We got to talk.
I'm with no. I'm rocking with you. Every word. I'm with you. The only one thing I wanted to mention as well, which we just discussed, is hooks. Now I understand, right? We understand if you're in a collaboration and let's say it's an album by, again, we're talking about Nas, an album by Nas featuring Ghostface. Ghostface writes the hook, right? The credit should show, right, Nas and Ghost on the track. All right, cool. All right, so that aside, again, a lot of people have different, you know, some quote unquote ghostwriters want to be ghost. They're not about the presence. Where, you know, in this particular case, this Miller cat. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. So again, we're talking about I'm gonna use the word alleged, right? Because
But real quick,
this is not the first time.
Hold on for a second. Where are you with the hook shit?
No, I'm okay. If, again, I'm with you. If the credits show who wrote it, then we know who wrote it. It's not, to me, that's not Ghost. That's me. You're telling us in the credit, even though you're not verbally on the track or on your album, like, it's written. Hey, if I see a Nas album, a Dead Prez album, a Pause One album come out, and the problem today is that you don't get a lot of notation of who gets credit, right? But if it shows, all right, Nasir Jones, right, and then there's a whatever C Smith. Who the fuck is C Smith, right? And we also have to acknowledge why are they getting credit? And we'll get into that in a bit, right? Why are they getting credit? It could be something super small. It could be the whole verse. It could be the hook. And that's to me, right? Now, again, keep in mind, guys, you're going to see that I come from a kind of a little of a different place than Jamal and all that, but we'll get into it. But I'm with you. So long as I see, and I'm that type of person. I know you're that type of person. What happened with the Cypress Hill joint? I'm looking at records and, all right, so who all right, Beastie Boys, who gets credit? Boom, boom, boom. All right, so I know that's the three Beastie Boys, Mixmaster Michael, whoever it is at the time, Hurricane, whatever it was. So I'm okay with it. But if it's all Nas, like on a Dr. Dre tip, right? We all know Dr. Dre he doesn't write his own shit. We all know Eazy-E didn't write his own shit, right? So stuff like that gets a pass. P. Diddy, come on, and there's certain artists that I don't want to use the term get a pass, but the reason why this is an issue to me, Nas is a top tier MC, and we'll get to it. I know I'm getting too, so if someone were to tell me, oh yeah, P. Diddy uses ghostwriters, shrug of the shoulder, okay, but we're talking top tier MC. So let's start. We'll get into it. I know everyone's kind of like, let's talk about it.
Nah, I mean, well, we got to define. I don't give a fuck what everybody's thinking. I mean, we got to define what the conversation is first, because otherwise it won't be a genuine conversation talking about facts. It'll be some other shit. So we got to define it. So we defined it. So now, you can spit it out. Allegedly, whatever. Like, so. Yeah.
So, and I'm going to use the word alleged because, another thing too.
It's not alleged. The dude was talking about. I mean, well, you can call it. I mean, the dude said he worked with him. You can. I mean, whether it's ghostwriting or not, I guess that's the question. But you know what I mean. The dude's
okay. All right. So let's start this way. This Quentin Miller guy, I would say character guy, rapper or ghostwriter, whatever you want to call him, was in an interview, and he said very nonchalantly, it wasn't like he was airing anything out. Oh, I've worked with so many people. I'm a detailed person. He says I've worked with Nas, I've worked with G-Eazy, and a bunch of other cats that Nas is the big keyword here, right? And that's that. And the interview, the cats that were interviewing him didn't seem to flinch, didn't seem to like, whatever. Either way, my ignorance is that, I had heard about it, but I didn't get too much into it. But he went on, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, he went on to clear the air on, he thought this was, went more viral than it should have. I watched the video thinking, I'm like, all right, he's going to say no, that wasn't the case, or I misspoke. And he never did. The only thing he did say was, I was at the studio working with I think it was like LES DJ. Oh no, not what's this Hit Boy guy? I was on the studio with Hit Boy, throwing out ideas, and it so happened that idea was embraced by Nas. Now that's different than you saying you worked with Nas or you wrote for Nas. If you're, we don't know the context. We weren't there, so I'm not going to say that. But where are we at right now? So did he throw out ideas? Because an idea really to me isn't ghostwriting. Did you actually write something down? Was it a hook? Was it a verse? What have you heard? What are you at in terms of that interview?
All I've really heard was that, and that's the thing. That's the vague part about it. I've only heard that he worked with Nas. What does that mean? And even from his mouth, he was very direct. He didn't say I wrote this or wrote that. His video clear things up. He didn't really clear much up. So I really don't know what. And that's the thing. I really don't know what he did. I don't think that's writing for somebody if he did that. But my thing was, if he did write some shit. So see, like, here's the thing, and I've only found this on Wikipedia. And Wikipedia is not always accurate. On the credits, the dude's he's on one of the songs on King's Disease 2, which I know nothing about, but he's on the dude's on the credits now. But I don't know if he's on the credits before, but he's on the credits as far as the writing credits. So but he's only on there on Wikipedia, though. Not anywhere else. So I don't know. I can't. It's not on music or whatever, anything like that. So I'm not sure, man. My thing was the videos that I personally have done, like, if he's had help writing, that's some bullshit, and like that. So that's but like, it's I'm not gonna say here and say I haven't seen it where it was like he wrote this exactly or anything like that. I've been hearing. Here's what I've been hearing. I don't hear a lot of shit. I've been hearing that it's mostly that he wrote some hooks.
And I'm gonna stop you right there. So I need to confirm that it's not just me. Your feed is either delayed and like I can hear like two things being said at the same time. So I don't know if everyone else sees it that way or if it's just me. I can kind of make sense of what you're saying, but there's a delay, and I said, did you Chef, I'll get to that in a minute. Choppy. Okay, Ruben. Yeah, so it's not just me.
Damn. Okay.
I just want because I know this is an important topic to you, and I want to make sure that your points are being made. All right. So again, I'm going to step in and I'll get him back in. Yeah, I don't know the context. I don't know what this Quentin Miller cat did. All he said is he worked with Nas. So someone has said earlier, if you were sitting in a room, doing your thing, smoking, drinking, and shooting out ideas, that's no big deal to me. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck if you're collabing, right? Then great. If you have a writer's block and someone helps you in terms of you should talk about this, or even giving you productive criticism. Nah, that sounded corny. Let me get my man up in here. If someone's brainstorming in the studio, that to me, that's not ghostwriting, right? That's just someone in the lab. I actually want to see that. We're in an era where music is being sent out to overseas and shit like that. But so to me, that's not ghostwriting. Now here's where it gets crazy, because I can start looking at it like, well, he said he worked with Nas. He went on record to say he was in the studio with this Hit Boy cat shooting out ideas. He didn't say whether Nas was in the building or not. So now what is it? Did you actually sit there and write? So now if we get to the point where if he actually wrote something, even one fucking verse, to me, as a fucking purist or whatever you want to call me, that is an issue, especially coming from a Nas. I told you, if it was P. Diddy, Jermaine Dupri, whoever the fuck, I would shrug of the shoulder and it'd be no big deal. But we're talking top tier MCs, and a lot of people these days will spur out and just, oh well, you got your old heads. you know, I think you're the one that mentioned it, bro. Like they're saying, you know, that's how hip hop has evolved, and that's why we make good. You know, we're making actual music if it helps to make a good track, which I can I understand where they're coming from, but we're forgetting the main basis of being an MC. This is you. You're writing your soul. You're writing you. So for someone else to come in, that discredits the MC. You can still be an artist, you're right, because you know people wrote for Jimi Hendrix, people, you know, whatever it is, whoever, and we still like these artists, but we hold a different value and a different expectation. There's rules to this MCing shit. Nobody, you don't bite. You don't have no help with writing your lyrics. Again, in the lab, back and forth. You think this is cool? That's a whole other story. He was bouncing ideas according. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if he was bouncing ideas, great. But why? Here's the question: why, if you were bouncing ideas, would it? How much of an idea were you bouncing around to get acknowledged as a writer or get credit on an album? If you're just giving ideas, that's just me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks better. Yeah.
Everybody out there, you got to let us know if it's choppy, because otherwise we're just talking and it's just bullshit. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we're kind of, you know, saying, a lot of us saying the same thing, that if he gave some ideas, then maybe bounce enough ideas to get put on the credits to me. I mean, like, I can't make any of those calls. It's also a question of what they want. Sometimes, again, sometimes these ghostwriters don't want any credit. They don't. Some of them do. Some of them are pissed about having credit and stuff like that. If he got, to me, it's just about why isn't he on the credits if he helped with the song? So that's or that's all. You should be on the credits. If you help with the song, you should be on the credits, and that's the thing. So if you know what is Nas said anything, you know, like if he's on, that's all I'm saying. If you helped, you should be on the credits. I mean, it's not that, to me, it's not that complicated. And
well, we also
like,
have to acknowledge this isn't the first time that there's this speculation. I think, I can't remember what album it was, where there was speculation that Dead Prez wrote for Nas. This was a year.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I mean, I thought that was debunked, but I'm not sure.
It was, but it came from somewhere, right? So, something must have happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, so party probably did help. Here's the thing, big up my man Bad C, Brooklyn. He was like, yo, do I think, he said it to me the other day. He goes, do I think Nas, this dude wrote one of Nas's verses? No. I heard that song. I listened to that album about 6 times, more than I've listened to any Nas song in a long, long time.
Which one? Kick Disease?
Yeah, just the third one. And I heard all Nas in there. I didn't hear anybody that sounded like anybody else, like that sounded better than Nas. Like this dude, I don't know. So he said, "Do I think Nas?" This dude, he said, "But do I think he had help on the hooks?" Yes. So he probably had help on the hooks. But to me, just put him on the credits like that, and then there's no question about anything. Like whatever it is, what it is. Somebody had help with a song. It's a collab, and we keep it pushing. And then we're not even talking about this. But like the fact that, but if the shit says Nas, and somebody else played a significant role in making, you know, a song, a hook is significant. I don't give a fuck. A hook is significant because sometimes hook can make or break a track. So a hook is significant. So just put them on the credits and we're done. Period. End of story. And there's no fucking issue. Nobody's sitting here saying anything. But the fact, again, Ghostwriter, the fact that it's being passed off like he's not on the credits, but the dude's saying I work with Nas. Well, when did you work with Nas? Because you ain't on the credits. So
that's
where the conundrum comes, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's like
here's the other issue too. Like this Quentin Miller cat, with the clearing up, which I don't think he did. He doesn't like being called a ghostwriter. He's like, that's me. I'm Quentin Miller. Like I'm not a ghost. I'm here. Like, so to me, if he's not on the credits, but he did work on, so why are you okay with such a big name putting out an album and you're not getting credit, or vice versa, right? So the big issue here, right? And it's not just Nas. We are talking about ghostwriting in general, and it's happened. It goes back to LL, MC Light, and you know, again, like you said, Cypress Hill. You had a good interview. Just I don't want to get that one hurts. ODB, the ODB album. I mean, that's not so much a ghostwriter. You just took one of your crew members' lyrics and, you know, spit them out. So a little different.
I mean, but it's still shit. It
No,
doesn't mean
no, it is.
Still
But it's a little different, right? You're not paying. You're not trying to get somebody to write something for you. You know, again, and everybody's saying it. I want to make sure that I'm on the page with this. I don't have a problem with someone being in the lab and bouncing ideas and constructive criticism. I would rather have that. That shit doesn't happen anymore. So yes, bring it.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone's in agreement. We've established. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the thing, and there's two parts to it. There's ghostwriting in general, and then there's the thing about Nas. So as far as the ghostwriting in general, and I did a video on this earlier, I don't understand when it became okay though, and why like certain people get a pass and certain people wouldn't. And it's like, and how it's somehow some evolution of hip hop. No, it's not. This is the big thing about ghostwriting is, yo, and people say other genres. So I hear two things a lot. One, other genres do it. Yes, it's been established for forever in other genres that people write, that they're songwriters. Rap has, and our shit's always been different. So it's about your words. It's your story. I don't want to hear somebody else's story. I want to hear your story. Even if you tell it in a whack way, I still want to hear your story, whatever it is. I want to hear it coming from you. We all know that's what it is. That's what it's always been. So then when did it be like, so that's the difference between and our shit. No, the voice is super huge in singing. No one's, in rap, it's all, I mean, yeah, some people have voices, but in rap, it's all about what you're saying. All about it. Whether it's some booty shit, some thugged out shit, some party shit, some fun shit, some ass shaking shit. It's all about what you're saying, right? So yeah. It's totally different than saying it's just like other genres. No, it's not. We've always been different. We've always done our own thing. And so we've always had our own set of rules. And one of those rules is that you write your own shit. It's always been there. So I'm not sure when it just became like, okay, that it was like, that you don't have to write your own shit. You know what I mean? And that's one argument that's ridiculous. I forgot the other one was a little bit, but there's another one. That it's been going on forever. So you just named about 7 examples, right? I can name more. Tretch wrote for Latifah. Tretch wrote for damn near everybody. Tretch was writing for Criss Cross and fucking
the response
the youngsters.
Yeah.
In the same fucking beef. Like, so it's been going on forever. But like back in the day as fans, we thought that shit was some bullshit. We didn't like hearing that when we heard that somebody wasn't writing their shit, that Tretch wrote for Latifah, LL rewrote MC Light's verse on Self-Destruction, so much shit. So, but people's like, oh, it's been going on forever. Yeah, I know. And it's been trash forever. Just because it's been going on forever doesn't mean it's good. That's a terrible line of reasoning.
Let me ask you this, kind of little sidetrack. When you found out about LL rewriting, I have to emphasize that, rewriting Light's verse, does Light still get a pass?
Well, here's the thing. I think I talked about that before.
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah.
I mean, just like on my page, I was crushed when I heard that. But check it out. Light was like 16 in an alpha male environment with these cats in their fucking prime. Yeah, she got pushed to the side. I don't think she wanted that to happen, so I don't think that's on her. I think motherfuckers made that happen. She spit her shit. She was young. It probably wasn't as good. So motherfuckers was like, yo, we can't have this shit. I mean, on some real shit, you young.
Especially on a track like that.
Brooklyn party shit. We got to spice this shit up and give you something a little hotter. And they did that shit. And I think, she, being, who else was on there? Her and Miss Melody, they were the only 2 females on Self-Destruction, I think. So, yeah, I think she got pushed aside. So yeah, I think she gets a pass for that. If that's the only thing. I mean, not if she's having other people write her shit. So
You know,
Because again, we know now. Again, I don't.
I mean, and that's just me speculating what happened. I mean, I'm just saying a 16-year-old female and an alpha male. She was young at that time. I don't.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm with
quote me
you.
on
I'm with you. Yeah, because to
that.
me,
You
I
know?
mean, again, maybe get a pass is not the term I want to use, but when I found out, yeah, like you said, it's kind of like, oh, it's light, but then you kind of take it into consideration. You're kind of like, all right, cool. Now with let's say a Dre, it's not so much ghostwriters because we knew like Cube was writing, DOC was writing. Are we dealing with the same thing where it's like, all right, or is it kind of like what I said earlier, where a P Diddy?
I disagree. So yeah, I personally disagree with that point, family. I didn't. I think if you're I don't think anybody should get up. I look at everybody fucked up in this rap shit. If you don't write your shit, no matter what, no matter what, whether it's the poppy commercial shit or not, you know what I mean. I still look at you fucked up. I mean that's just me. So no, I don't think it's just. I think I don't like it with anybody doing it, man, in rap. But I don't give a fuck about them. No, I'm not gonna sit there and crush them all day because I don't expect a lot of fucking Puffy. I mean, he steals everything. He steals whole songs. I mean, Puffy stole the Juicy beat from Pete Rock. So I don't expect a lot from Puffy. I mean, so that the expectations are less, but it's still write your shit. You know, I mean, write your shit. But to me, some people don't have those values as far as like the rap shit goes. I see. See, here's what I don't like. I mean, I'm not picking on anybody. So someone said, didn't RZA write for Raekwon and Ghost? Like, I think this is very I think it's dangerous because I've heard a lot of times I'll hear something and someone will be like, oh, that sounds like Ghost, or he stole somebody's style, or he wrote that part. Like, if we don't have hard, concrete evidence, I think it's dangerous and lazy to kind of toss things out as if they're like common knowledge. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I've never heard this in my life that RZA wrote for Raekwon and Ghost. If anything, I would think it would be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it would be the other way around. So I don't know. I only know talk about the stuff that I know factually that really, really happened. And the things that we've discussed as far as ghostwriting, those things are documented. I don't know about some of the shit. Somebody said something else earlier. Did Kane write for Light? I heard that it was LL and or Kane that helped rewrite her self-destruction verse, but I have never heard that Kane wrote anything else for her personally.
Yeah, I don't. I'm with you where I think it'd be the other way around. I think, and this is neither here nor there, but I think Ray and Ghost pen is tighter than RZA's. RZA has his joints, but I think it'd be the other way around. But no, I have never heard that. I'm not trying to see the doc on it.
Yeah,
I would love to hear what documentary you heard on that.
Yeah, I want to see that shit. I mean, what's the name of that shit? I mean, put it out there, please.
At the end of the day,
that's a public service right there.
Yeah, but again, all right. So, and the reason why, because I also, again, I talk about hip hop with everybody, and that, even my wife's like, why are you giving it the time of day? Because I grew up on this shit. Nas was like, we've said it before. I think it might have been, I can't remember who it was. Someone said that Nas reminded them of this monk that lived up in the mountains somewhere that only came down, once every some years.
No, it wasn't Nas. It was Planet Asia who said if you're quoting the same thing, because Planet Asia told me in our build, he goes, I thought Big Daddy Kane lived in a castle. He said, I thought he was
okay, that's another one. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it was different. Okay, yeah. So
no, you know what? You know who I think it was? I think it was.
Q-Tip. He said Q-Tip.
Q-Tip said that. Yeah. But again, you're right. Yeah, because Planet Asia said the same thing. He thought you lived in a castle. Kane lived in a castle, and that makes total sense, right? Because you think Kane and yeah, dude. So again, that's what we grew up with. Illmatic. I don't give a fuck what anybody says to me. Illmatic is a dope ass album. I've heard a lot of people say that it's overrated, but that's besides the point. So I held Nas way the fuck up here, right? Now the reason why I say held is because a lot of his albums to me are not because of this ghostwriting shit, even though at the end, yes, that adds to it. But yeah, that's to me that's like the same thing as saying Kane has ghostwriters, Rakim has ghostwriters. You and I talked about the whole
Black Thought,
search and all that bullshit.
Black Thought. Imagine you heard like somebody. But here's what the thing is, like, people. What I don't like is that people that have said, well, even if it's true, like, it's okay because something they just build in excuses, and I'm like, yo, if it's true, if it was true, then that'd be some, like, I don't think it's cool if it was true just based on that shit. Like, and like you said, yo, Nas, if there was ever a golden child, a fucking Neo in this rap shit, it was Nas. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, because so we've talked about this before. There's stepping stones in the art of emceeing, right? It stops at a certain point, but you know, you had for historic purposes, you know, you had, you know, Melly Mel, Grandmaster Caz, Kool Mo D. Then you had like, you know, Slick Rick with the storytelling. Prominent ones were more like Rakim, right? Rakim, let's be honest, Rakim changed the whole style of rhyming in '86, if I'm not mistaken. Then, you know, fast forward, Nas was one of those stepping stones. Let's be honest, right? You know, it was like a Cool G rap meets, you know, I don't know who the fuck, but Nas is one of those stepping stones. So it's not just a passerby MC. Now, I'm going to mention a few names, and don't get me wrong, I don't mean to say that they're passerbys, they're still dope MCs, but I can't say like, oh, Method Man is a stepstone in hip hop. No, he was dope. Wu-Tang is a stepstone as the impact that they made, but as a solo MC and the style of rhyming, Nas all day. So that's why this is so like, normally I don't give it the time of day, but if someone said ghostwriting Nas, to me, that gives me a headache.
yo, let's address this comment right here. The bottom.
Which one? Nas has had the longest run as dope?
Yeah, and then the same Professor Sanchez says, not many are in that class. He has put himself in an elite class of hip hop. I personally don't think Nas has had the longest run as dope. I mean, I would disagree with that all day. I mean, like, to me, Nas hasn't put out a good album in about 15 years. It's not hard to say for me. I mean, yeah, he's not the best. I mean, I haven't heard a good album from Nas in a very long time. Like, personally, like, we're talking about this because of the caliber MC of who Nas is. Ghost got a better run than Nas. Fucking, yo, like, G-Rap got a better run than Nas. We can go all day. Black Thought got a better run than Nas. I mean, like, shall I name more?
So, okay, with these conversations, everybody has their own criteria, right? Everybody has their own criteria. So we have to establish that first, and it sucks because, especially like on the live, where, you know, there's like 10 of us talking, you can't sit down and say, let's have a prelude or an interlude or you know, requirements of what we're going to talk about like we did earlier. It's hard to do that. So everyone's going to boom, 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 and then all of a sudden everyone gets heated and there's no good dialogue. But like you said, and like I'm going to confirm, to me, right. Illmatic, it was written, to me, Nostradamus was trash. I didn't like it. It sucked. I Am was okay. Undying Love, to me, is the best track on there. The remix, yo, don't even start me with the remix that you showed me. Okay, either way. Stillmatic was good, right? And to me, Stillmatic is more like the time frame I was in, 2001. I was, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but that was more of that.
Terrible. He picks the worst. The beats he picks are trash. He's had what? Nigga doing songs with Lil Nas X. How do you look at somebody, not to cut you off, how do you look at somebody's legacy and just not look at the bullshit they put out? Like, look at the bullshit. Look at the bullshit. Look at you. He's done Wildin'. Amazing run. Back-to-back classics. Yeah.
Okay, again, and you know I'm more of the
Are they
peacemaker.
mad? Look at you. They're getting mad. They're getting mad. They're getting so mad. Look at them.
One of the greatest. Fuck y'all, cornballs.
This is when you
BK
do.
boy, you don't need to stick around, son. Like for real. Like that's our opinion. Like you don't call anybody a cornball just because hip hop has an opinion. So, like, come on. Yeah, fuck out of here with that shit. Anyways, all right, let's we're talking. So, yeah, to me, Nas was on his way to become the greatest. Personally, fell off. That's Nostradamus was trash. Yes, I mean again, yeah.
Yo, they
First
mad.
two albums were dope. I Am was okay. And again, keep in mind, I'm not Billboard. I'm not, but nah, I can't say it was consistent. If we're talking consistency, nah.
Yo, they mad. How do people forget all the bullshit he's put out, yo? How do people forget like the fucking Lil Nas X shit? How do people forget the fucking what he do with 2J shit or whatever? Like, come on, like for real. Yo, people are so selective in what they want to hear, what they want to think. Like, legacy means your entire shit. What, like, you telling me every single joint Nas has put out has been fire? What, yo, come on, stop it.
Uchi Wally, like, come on, dude. Like,
yo, Uchi Wally was trash.
It happens a lot to a lot of MCs. It happens, there's man, yeah, you're gonna make me go in my bag. There's artists and groups that I fuck with heavy, and I'm gonna go in. I'm a huge Freestyle Fellowship fan, but there's some stuff that it's like, all right, I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, but after the resurrection, shit is trash. Like, come on, like I'm not gonna sit here and be a fucking fan and wild out just because of the name. No, if it's trash to me, it's trash. Again, it is opinion. If someone else likes it, then you like it. But let's be honest, classics, like legit classics, like 5 mic source original classics.
Yo, Illmatic is one of the best albums of all time, if not the best, arguably. It was written. It was a great album as well. I think Nas is one of the best. So let me just put it out there. I think Nas is one of the best MCs of all time, all time. I think, and as recently as 2016, I had him as number 2. Okay, as number 2. Recently as 2016, but I couldn't overlook a lot of the subpar shit that I was hearing from him. I was wanting more. I expect more from Nas because he's Nas. He is lyrically still one of the best. The King's Disease 3 shit was a pleasant surprise for me.
Yes, it was.
I think it's a good album, and I was pleasantly surprised. I wish he made more shit like that. I don't know why he's working with Hit Boy. Work with Premier or Large Pro or somebody like that. The beats Nas has been on has been trash. Of course, Nas can still spit. Nas is one of the greatest MCs of all time, influential to so many. But like, to not look at the entire shit and see like that he's put out some subpar, questionable shit is just kind of delusional. I mean, you're not. It's just you're just not. You're refusing to look at the fact that like he's put out some whack shit. That's all I'm saying. He's put out some whack shit. I'm acknowledging that he's dope, but like you guys won't even acknowledge that he's whack. Even still, you won't acknowledge that he's whack. It's barely. It's like Nas can't do no wrong with y'all motherfuckers, and that's the problem that I have with Nas stands. Like he can do no wrong, nothing he can do. Even when it's whack, it's like, well, he da 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 da. Like no one's talking about the fucking Lil Nas X shit. Nobody talking about that. No, nobody talking about that. Like you guys won't even say nothing about that shit. The Lil Nas X shit.
Yeah, and yeah. So we
forgettable
shit. But just there's this. You look at this, not that, right? The whole span of it. Yeah, again, I'm with you. Nas is an incredible MC, and that's why I mentioned Stepping Stone. I'm never gonna take that away from him. And just to clear the air here, I think it was Professor Sanchez that said that that doesn't make him trash or whatever. I never said Nas was trash. Nas is not trash. Some of the music and most of the beats that he's used, post it was written or even, are trash. Same thing with like Cannabis. Cannabis is an incredible MC, but his choice of beats, J Live said it, and I constantly say it. well, whatever the fuck. I'm not even going that way. You can have a dope ass rhyme, a dope ass delivery, a dope ass concept. Wrong beat, get out of here. A super dope beat, group home, in my opinion, and not a whack, but just a subpar flow, subpar lyrics, doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. So that's what you were saying, right? So Nas, choice of beats to me, and again, it's all opinion. If someone likes Nostradamus, great. To me, they also mentioned it said something about, is Rakim consistent? Rakim hasn't dropped an album in forever, but I don't know why Rakim comes into play. Again, we're talking stepping stones, right? Rakim, Nas is another stepping stone. Who else would you consider a stepping stone after Nas? That really
G-Rap fathered Pun. G-Rap fathered Ari the Rugged Man style. G-Rap fathered Necro. G-Rap fathered Nas. G-Rap fathered a lot of cats. G-Rap. And he's still going strong.
And he's still spitting.
Yo, why are you saying people are saying anybody's trash? Nobody's saying anybody's trash. Like, just because we're saying that somebody hasn't put out an album doesn't mean they're trash. Like, you're going to like a completely another extreme with the shit. Like, we're just
said Nostradamus was penguin shit.
we're just being like,
that's funny.
Honest. Rakim hasn't put out an album. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, then you're not listening, because I bump G-Rap all the time. So you're not paying attention. Because I got G-Rap shit all the time. G-Rap puts out dope shit all the time. Still crushing.
I'm gonna side on that one too. G-Rap has some really dope shit. Again, I said it earlier. Criteria. So let's go back. I don't like talking about this. You know, this is a pet peeve of mine. I don't like talking about top fives and top tens and all that stupid shit, because you and I and a lot of other people, some people say top fives and they'll be like Snoop, Dre. Snoop and Dre are not even in my top 25, top 30, probably not even in my top 40. But that's because I listen to a lot of other shit. Doesn't make me a better person, but that's why I don't like doing that. But yeah, I mean, stepping stones, that's what we're talking about, right? And just because we say someone did something questionable or whatever the fuck, doesn't mean we're saying the whole thing is trash. Again, we've confirmed Nas is an incredible MC. He has the ability to continue his legacy. It's just choice of beats. This last album himself.
Here's the thing. People act like you can't say no fucked up shit about Nas. Like piece of the legend, Percy P, OG. You know what I'm saying? Patterson Projects.
Listen to Mos Def. Of course we listen to Mos Def.
So listen, here's the thing, yo. People act like, this is my only issue. People act like everyone's bugging out because we said anything bad about, or said anything quote bad about Nas. He's made some shitty fucking music. And like you guys are finally starting to admit it, but like it is what it is. Like people act like you can't say fucking shit about like Nas. It's like, oh my god, like come on, man. Like
this is
like even
we speak the truth. I mean, again,
even like you pointed out something with like Rakim. You said he hasn't made an album in years. Someone's like, oh, that doesn't mean he's trash. No, it doesn't mean he's trash, but he hasn't made an album. So like, okay,
he's not in the combo. Exactly.
It is what it is, man. It's like you can't say shit about like some of these cats, but like you can't say shit about Pac. You can't say shit about Nas. You can't say shit about Jay. You can't say shit about Biggie. Like, get the fuck out. I mean, it's just like goofy shit, man. Like, these niggas don't walk on water. Like, Biggie had questionable fucking material with the Puffy shit. For real. Let's call it what it is. Tupac, some of this shit was, we ain't even talk. Like, you can't say shit about none of these niggas. Yeah. Some cats be like, crying. Niggas crying about
taboo. Yeah, for some people it's taboo. You can't, and I've had people tell me like, oh, you consider yourself hip hop and talking shit about Nas. What? Talking shit? I'm expressing my opinion. Can't a motherfucker have an opinion these days? Like, come on. Let's see, Temptations by Pac was garbage. Honestly, I don't like talking about Pac because, man.
Now we can't even go in there. Let's not even go there. We're not gonna go Pac.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
we're not gonna go Pac tonight. But I mean,
all right. So let's go back. Right, we're talking. We're at 7:47. Holy shit, and we're gonna keep it going. Ghostwriting in hip hop to me gets no pass. In general, if you have to pay or have somebody write your rhymes, it doesn't get a pass. Now again, I understand that people do it. And I know it's been going on for a long time, but if it's people like a Drake, which I don't give a fuck about, P. Diddy, Jermaine Dupri, like those. I don't consider those people top tier MCs. They're artists. They're in the hip hop game, and that's what they do. But I look at MCs, certain MCs, as stepping stones. I also have quote unquote sub genres, and I consider to me personally, and Rubik's, you'll know what I'm talking about. AC alone is a stepping stone. Freestyle Fellowship is a stepping stone out here in LA that a lot of people don't even know when they hear a certain song that there's Freestyle Fellowship influences. So I go that route, stepping stone. So that's why I said earlier, passerby MCs. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I said, Method Man, I'm not going to sit here and say Method Man is a stepping stone MC because he didn't change anything. Wu-Tang changed something, the impact, but again, Rakim, Kane, G-Rap, Nas, those are really MCs that if I were to find out any time in history they had ghostwriters or they weren't spitting their own shit, yeah, that's going to hurt.
There's even though you don't count like Meth as a stepping stone, if I found out that Meth wrote, Meth is a super, like, I just don't want to shortchange Meth as an MC. Like,
not at all. Not at all.
He may not be a stepping stone MC, but Meth is crazy nice. If I found out Meth had ghostwriters,
yes.
So I just want to just get that clear. But like,
please, again, I don't mean that, and I know what I'm hyped the fuck up, and I said it just not really thinking about it. Again, I love Meth, all Wu-Tang, with the exception of You God, because he had a few weird albums or whatever. But everyone individually in the Wu-Tang is bars, bro, bars. I mention him because in the sense of writing, the pen, yes, he's super nice, but I'm talking about changing the way people rap. Meth, actually now thinking about it, maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't know if he
didn't. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying I would be terribly disappointed if I found out that he had ghostwriters. That's all.
Professor, yeah, I've mentioned it this whole conversation what stepping stones are. Again, people that change the way people rap. I'm going to start with Rakim. I know you don't like that. Before Rakim, it was more of the hip hop, hippity, Run DMC type. Well, after Rakim, motherfuckers were rhyming in the middle of.
But we got it. We have to hold on. So we got it. We got to acknowledge. Before Rakim, there was LL who was transitioning from that.
Exactly.
He was more of a bridge. More of a bridge from that shit. So we got it because he was 85. So
thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up. Yes.
That's important right there.
Very important. You're right. You're 100% correct. I stand corrected. And that's another stepping stone. Yes. LL. Can't take that away. And he can get overshadowed by his top, his sex symbol, whatever. But this dude was nice with the shit. Rock the Bells, radio, I'm lost for words. Even Mama Said Knock You Out to me was dope. I know it was more commercial, but to me that booming system, all that shit was dope. But yes, that's what I mean about stepping stones. People that or MCs that came in and changed, they forced the way rappers wrote their rhymes post them coming out. That's what I mean by stepping stones.
Rakim's definitely one of those dudes. G-Rap's one of those dudes. G-Rap's one of those dudes. Like G-Rap, fucking, again, Pun kissed G-Rap's ring. A lot of people are like, oh, Pun's like top 2, whatever. Like Pun kissed the ring, like when he met G-Rap. Like he understood. Like G-Rap followed a lot of styles. I keep saying that shit, man. Like G-Rap is that motherfucker, man. Like, and if somebody said, he hasn't put out a good album, go check his shit. Like, go check it. Like, I challenge you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, after this shit, rather than saying, check G-Rap.
Oh yeah, G-Rap. That mafioso. Out of quote unquote stepping stones, I think G-Rap, maybe even like LL Cool J. Hence why I totally disregarded it. Sometimes get pushed away because of like the, Kane, Rakim. Maybe not so much with the OGs, but in casual conversation, for sure G-Rap gets. I'll say forgotten, not dismissed. I'll say forgotten. But G-Rap's fucking crazy nice. Let's keep that on point.
My man mentioned Slick Rick, and I think Slick Rick is often overlooked too in that era.
Oh yeah.
Like he was definitely influential. You know what I'm saying? like
Well,
super.
I mean, yeah, because even though LL had, Dear Yvette, there was, uh, um, wait, Slick Rick. I'm trying to catch flack. Slick Rick predates LL.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So the storytelling, right? That I mean, Melly Mel was the message and storytelling, but Rick took it. Rick took it to a whole other level with the accent, with I don't know. He had kind of like a smooth, almost like a whisper delivery sometimes, and I mean, yeah, dude, that Slick Rick is definitely a stepping stone, my opinion.
you know, Slick Rick. No, of course. So yeah, I mean, before we sign out, we got like 7, 8 minutes. I mean, the ultimate thing that we were saying is that we're we're all understanding that ghostwriting is basically somebody writing your whole shit and they're not getting credit for it, versus we understand collabs, ideas, suggestions, talking and shit, you know what I'm saying, or feedback, but like somebody writing this shit and not getting credit for it and passing it off as their shit, that's what we're saying is kind of trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
and I do have to acknowledge this, and it's not fact, but I'm pretty sure there's way more MCs out there, whether I care for them or not, whether they're stepping stones, quote unquote. That I'm pretty sure at some point they had some help, but again, where's that fine line? You got help in the studio? Is actual someone writing? Look at and this was early on. I mean, this wasn't ghostwriting. This was more like let me borrow your rhymes. But what's his name from? Why am I drawing a blank? Big Bang Hank. What Rappers Delight, taking Kaz's shit, and that's not well documented. That's not considered ghostwriting, but if we're talking about people stealing rhymes or saying other people's shit, who's the one that said? I just saw an interview. Oh, Meth. Speaking of Meth, and this is more on like a very low. I'm not trying to air anybody out. Meth even came up and said, he's on an interview, and he was saying like, yeah, he had moved from where he was at with his dad or away from his dad. I can't remember what it was. And he was on. He's like, I was 12. I still like toys, but the dudes on the block were just standing on the block, just being in the hood projects, whatever it was, and they were rhyming. So when he went back home, he was spitting those dudes' rhyme. Keep in mind, this isn't 2000. This isn't even the 90s. We're talking like whoever's rapping in another borough, another state. That's not going to get to so and so, Staten Island, Long Island, wherever you're at. So he said, I was spitting their rhymes, but once I exhausted those rhymes that I heard from them, then I get in the pen. So again, that's not ghostwriting. That's just borrowing rhymes. So there's a fine line between all of that. Again, paying homage. I'll be honest, completely different story. I was 12, 13 or something like that. There was a bigger homie that used to, do a lot of crazy graffiti characters. And at the time, I didn't know why. Later down the line, I knew why. I would ask him, let me borrow that character you did. And I traced it on the window because the window gave the light and I could tell. And he used to get pissed. Like, I'm just, I'm 12 years old. Later down the line, it's like, oh, Dad, that's a no-no. You don't do that. You don't take somebody's shit. But it helped me build my skill. Same thing with Method Man. So again, fine line between homage, building your skill, as opposed to ghostwriter, stealing shit,
If you're not giving credit and you're passing it off as your shit, then that's some fugazi shit, bottom line.
Yep.
That's it. If somebody works with you on their shit and they don't get credit, then it's not a collab, and you pass it off as your shit, that's some bullshit. And as Tom Brady said, real MCs write their own rhymes, period. I mean, that's, he's an MC and he got some joints out. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's not, this isn't difficult.
It's not. It really isn't.
It's not. If Tom Brody hit me up, it was like, tomorrow I want you on a hook for some joints. I want you on a hook. You know what I'm saying? I like some of the crazy shit you spit. I want to spit that shit. All right. He puts me on the joint. I mean, let's say I don't even get on the joint. I spit some shit. I say some shit. I'm like, yo, say this crazy shit. He spits the shit. I'm on the fucking shit as a writer for the fucking on the track. And we're done. And we're not talking about no ghostwriting shit because it's a collaboration. But if But if he fucking pay me, I'll give you 200 beans to fucking, give me some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking spit for my joint. All right, we keep it on the low. Boom. Give him $200, and he fucking goes and pumps it out like it's his shit. I'm not on the credits. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. But to me, on some other shit, a real MC ain't gonna have nobody write no fucking hooks either. Because you're writing the whole shit. You're writing the shit anyway. Write the fucking hooks. Why you need somebody to write the fucking hooks? So yeah. I'll say that part. If you know what I'm saying, you're 90% of the way there. Write the fucking hooks. Write the whole shit. Write your shit. Yo, this is your story. And I'll say this. I did MC long enough to fucking be able to say this shit. This is your fucking story. Your heart, yo. It ain't about your voice. It ain't about you fucking Mariah Carey it, Patti LaBelle in it, fucking Anita Baker, like really Luther and that shit. It's about your fucking shit. So, yo, this is hip hop and it's different. We different from country. We different from rock. We know what the pop shit is. We're different. And our shit is different and our rules are different.
Oh yeah, rules are completely different. Yeah,
our rules are fucking different. Our rules are different. And so our rules are for MCs, write your own shit. And I don't know when that shit changed. And it's whack that it changed to me that it's okay now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't okay. You an MC, write your own shit. Write all of it. Fuck that. Write it. Even if it's whack, get better. Write your own shit.
Question. I got a question for you before we got a minute. I got a question. How can I ask this? Or maybe I'll ask it on another day.
What up?
I'll ask it another day because I really want to get into this.
You can't do that now. You can't.
Well, no, it's let's do this. If an MC
set it up for next week, then.
All right, yeah, because I want to ask it very, very,
Set it up for next week. Yeah, we bringing y'all in. We bringing y'all 19 motherfuckers in. Set it up for next week. Rock with us. After party. We're on the YouTube.
Because
set it up for next week.
It kind of coincides with what we're going to talk about next week. So I'll wait for next week.
We're bringing y'all in. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so give them a little teaser. What is it? I need to know because I'm gonna be on your ass. What is it?
Yeah, so it's gonna have to do with MCs, right? So there's spitters out there, right? And please don't take this out of context. Chino XL is a spitter. Razkaz is a spitter. But just because you're a spitter doesn't mean you can write a song. Doesn't mean you can hook somebody with an actual album, right? So you will need a little help, right? I can't, I can write a hook, but can I write a hook to keep you engaged for 12 tracks? Probably not, right? So at that point, I'm going to need some help. That's where I'm going to go with it. I'll stop there.
All right. That's cool. That's your teaser. Come rock with us next week, man. Every Wednesday we do this. 7 p.m. Pacific.
Wednesday. We talk about the elements. Now it's going to be, I want to say this too. It's not always like this, right? It's preserving the elements, preserving the culture, carrying the culture, saying the about culture. We talk about the elements. We don't always focus on one artist.
That's a good point.
We focus on the craft.
That's a very, explain that. Yeah, definitely explain. Yeah, that's very.
We emphasize the craft. And I take this from my homie here, carrying the culture tomorrow. I'll be honest, man, I'll fuck with you heavy because you have no filter. And me, I used, like I did today, I try to keep the peace and all that, but I love the contrast, right? The balance that we have. We have to talk about the details of the elements. I can sit here and tell you, hey, I listened to that album. Hey, my top 5, my top 10, all that dumb shit. But what happens at the end of the day, at the end of the year? We don't talk about the details of the craft. What happened? Why dudes aren't elevating their skill? Why dudes are releasing 10 albums a year? Why they're releasing EPs, not an album? Why, all this bullshit. And that's why we have these lives. Not only when we say hip hop, it's not just the genre of music. A lot of people tend to think that.
Yeah.
It's sad that we have to constantly say that. Hip hop is the culture. Hip hop is 4 core elements, 5 knowledge, and then you have all the other one. Boom, look at that right there. All 4. graffiti, DJ, b-boying, MCing, beatboxing, knowledge of self, all that good stuff. And we talk about it all every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Fuck with us. I feel like a commercial up in this bitch.
No, but it's important, man, because a lot of people are, oh, I'll be back, and we appreciate you, but it's very important that, like, typically we break our show up into two elements, and we talk about details of those elements and different points that are on our mind. So, you know, so 2 weeks it's so 1 week it's what is it? Graph and
Rap and graffiti, and then it's DJ and b-boy.
Yeah, so it's rap and graffiti 1 week and DJ and b-boy the other week typically. And then when there's important things that are going on within the culture like this, we pivot. We pivot.
Professor Sanchez, he brought it. So he's, you know, obviously, I'm sure you're going off of the whole KRS fucking 9 elements. I don't really rock like that. But yes, he brought up a good point. Fashion, and we talked about fashion, and we will continue to talk about fashion because that's definitely important. I think it was episode 6 or something like that we talked about fashion, and we'll continue to talk about it because there's a ton of shit to talk about. But core elements is what we focus on.
Yep. So thanks everybody for rocking with us, man. We appreciate you. Check us out on the YouTube. Rock with it, you know, save the hip hop culture, all one thing, and then carry.
Click the link on my bio. Let's get some people, you know, get some people onto the YouTube channel. Fuck with Carrying the Culture on the YouTube channel. Lot of dope fucking interviews. I mean, you got hundreds, right? Like, I mean, you're deep in the shit.
Yeah, so that's what we talk about. So salute, big up to our regulars, big up to new heads, big up Tom Brody stopping through. You know what I'm saying? Legend Percy P in the fucking building. So we appreciate everybody because you could always be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Big up.
Yeah, tell me about it. So we appreciate you.
So
yeah, all right, bro. I'll text you and all that good stuff.
yeah, we'll talk Sunday. All right, be good.
Peace.